Hey everybody! I'm here today to talk to you about wall clippers just like these that are not cutting properly. I'll be going over the easiest fixes. So if your wall clippers are not cutting properly, these are the easiest fixes. How to fix it with 6 simple steps. Most likely one of these will work. Let's get right into the video. I'm going to go through these quickly, so pay attention because I don't have that much time to film this. So let's get into this. Number 1, we're rushing. I'm just kidding. We're not rushing. We're going to slow it down. Number 1, oil the blades. If you didn't oil the blades before you tried using your wall clippers, you need to oil them before every use. That's what I recommend. Just a couple drops, even 1 drop of oil is better than 0. So get your blade oil, put 1 drop at least on the blades, turn it on, move the taper in and out, up and down like this to spread the oil throughout, and let that oil work its way through, and the blades will likely cut better after that. Number 2, clean out the old hair. Now, if you're just blowing the old hair out, that works fine if there's just a bit of hair. But what you need to do is remove the screws, remove the blades, and get rid of the old hair that's all caught in there, because that will affect the cutting power and the cutting effectiveness of the wall clippers. So remove the old hair and clean out the old hair. Number 3, adjust the blades using the screws. Maybe your blades are too close together. Maybe your gap is 0. You don't need to have a 0 gap. You don't want to have a 0 gap. You want to have a small gap. I've heard 0.8 mils thrown around, but at the end of the day, like, we're not going to take out a measuring tape. We just need to get a small gap between the front stationary blades over here and the rear ones over here that are moving, right? You want these blades back here to be slightly over the moving blades. You want the moving blades to be recessed beneath the stationary blades. So remove the screws or just loosen the screws and adjust it. So adjust the blades and try and get the gap to be a little bit bigger. That will allow the blades to cut better. It won't be as close of a cut, but they'll be able to cut better. And then you can also adjust it like this as well, okay? Number 4, which brings me to number 4, adjust the taper lever to have a bigger gap. If they're not cutting properly, if you pull this taper lever back, you get a bigger gap. Pull it forward, and you get a smaller gap, but when you pull it back, you can see the gap gets bigger. So you don't have to pull it back all the way, but just pull it back a little bit. Try like that, and try cutting like that. See if it helps the situation. That will likely help these clippers cut a little bit better. Number 5, let it cool down if it's overheating. If you've been using this for a while, you're doing a lot of haircuts, or you're doing a lot of grooming, whatever the case is, and it's overheating, let it cool down. Turn it off and let it cool down. When it gets too hot, it doesn't work as well, okay? Let it cool down. Very simple. Just give it 10 minutes even to cool down, and then continue. Even 3 minutes, right? Like, just give it some time to cool down by turning it off. And sorry about that, as an added bonus, unplug it as well. If you unplug it and you turn it off, it's really going to cool down because there's no power going to it. Last but not least is number 6, which is to let the hair dry if you're trying to cut hair when it's wet. If you're trying to cut hair when it's wet, it's possible. Of course it's possible, but it won't be as good of a job or as effective as when it's dry. So if your hair is super wet, it gets clumped together, the clippers are not going to be as good at cutting that hair. So let the hair dry if it's wet, and then deal with cutting it at that point. That's it. If your wall clippers are not cutting properly, those are 6 of the easiest fixes. Hopefully they work for you. If you like this video, sorry about going so fast, but I gotta go, baby. We gotta go. We got more videos to do. I had to get through it. And I got the point across. I'm sure you enjoy the quickness as opposed to me blabbing on about each point. But that's truly it. One of those things will likely fix your problem, and hopefully you can get your wall clippers clipping properly once again. And that is truly it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.